everyone, welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you are a subscriber. My name is Afton and I'm Monty's Tarot Child, and today I have 4 piles picked out for you based on your fears. We will be addressing and taking a look at your fears today, looking at what may be bothering you currently or something that you may be even quite possibly avoiding as well because of the aspect of fear. Now, this reading, I did want to let you guys know before you got into the pick a pile portion. This reading is based on this card that I randomly felt called to pull to look at the energy of what the next reading is going to be. And this card says, don't run from the darkness, embrace your shadow side, okay? And it says, what aspect of yourself have you been afraid to look at or address? So that is what we are looking at. That is what we are addressing in today's reading. I'd love for you to take a moment to just pause and meditate on which one of these 4 piles is most aligned with your energy and the reading that you need to hear today. And we will get right into the reading. Hello, pile number 1. Welcome to your personal reading. You chose the beautiful selenite crystal. I'm going to actually just put it to the side right here. Hopefully you can still see it. Before we get into this reading, because of what we may or may not be discussing in this reading, I do just want to give you the opportunity to, close out of this reading right now if you do not feel as if you are ready to take a look at certain aspects of yourself that may scare you, that may confront you, or conflict, what it is that you are choosing to focus on at this time. So I just wanted to give you a moment to really decide that this is the reading for you and that this is the energy that you felt connected to. So with us looking at an aspect of yourself that you have been afraid to look at or address, we're going to look first at the Crystal Oracle to see what this energy is about for you in your life present day. And you chose the Rainbow Obsidian, and this is what it looks like on the front of the card. Beautiful. Okay, and so the Rainbow Obsidian talks about hope, depth, and evolution. Okay, so, and how interesting, it's already talking about darkness with the Rainbow Obsidian being a dark but also rainbow type crystal. But this says, within the darkness there is always light. When Rainbow Obsidian's dark exterior is exposed to light, colorful bands highlight the stone's beauty. Rainbow Obsidian is a gentle stone, showing you unhealed matters of the heart and bringing hidden wounds to the surface for ultimate healing. So this crystal, right off the bat, is really expressing to you the type of process that you are going through right now. It is a deep process. It is something that may have been deeply ingrained in your heart and your subconscious, and something that you're ready to release at this time. And so obsidian is a gentle stone, showing you unhealed matters of the heart and bringing hidden wounds to the surface for ultimate healing. Rainbow Obsidian takes you on a journey of evolution, of opening your heart and discovering your true purpose in this life. Able to assist in cutting cords, Rainbow Obsidian floods you with light and love, forgiving yourself and others in the process. So the astrological elements that are connected with the Rainbow Obsidian is Libra and Saturn's energy. Saturn is always the hard hitter, the heavy hitter, when it comes to healing and it kind of being necessary for certain pains and wounds to be released. So this is not the easiest time for you right now. It could possibly, feel like this crystal, how this crystal is depicted, which is a lot of darkness. And you sometimes see hints of rainbow when the light is out, but the light it doesn't exist 100% of the time, which is why we have nighttime. The sun disappears from our frame of view every now and then. So the darkness can be a lot. It can be intense, and you can feel as if you are lacking certain feelings of hope, that things are going to continue to not even just get better, but evolve in general And you are in an evolution process at this time. Let's see what that process looks like for you. Okay. So, wow. Okay. You have emotional balance. And at the bottom of the deck, you have faith. This is a lot of energy. I'm going to take my time and getting to both of those. Emotional balance, stability, harmony, peace, and fluidity. So first of all, there's a lot of rainbow energy coming out here for your pile. So there's some kind of, and even the faith card at the bottom talks about hope as well, which was in the rainbow obsidian for you, pile number 1. So there's a lot of things emotionally that is taking a toll on you. Of course, depicted in this card, you can see both the light and the darkness, which we've been talking about your reading this entire time. I do feel as if the process that you are in now is coming to a close with 7 and 2 breaking down to the number 9. That is numerologically, what a tough word to say. It symbolizes that there's a cycle that is ready to close in your life, and you are ready to introduce more peace. And of course, this does also remind me of the Ace of Cups, which means that there's something coming in that's going to actually help you to accept and receive the stability, this peace of mind, peace of, peace in your heart and in your soul, and to help you to renew your faith and your hope in a situation. This feels like something that you are overcoming from in the past, with the rainbow obsidian talking about cutting cords. This could be like a personality trait that you're looking to cut cords with, or an emotional trait, something that you do out of emotional reaction that you may be interested in cutting cords with as well. We're going to look so deeply into this energy and to continue to figure out what Spirit is trying to tell you. But I do want to point out the faith card at the bottom of the deck, which talks about hope and support, miracles, and spirituality. So your heart chakra is coming up and your crown chakra is coming up as very important at this time. We're going to keep looking at chakra cards throughout this reading to look and see a clearer picture. But your heart is clouded. It is heavy. It is sensitive. It feels like to just all kinds of different energy, and you're looking for stability. You are looking for less emotional reactivity to certain things and more just pure peace and balance. I think that is absolutely what is being introduced into your life right now. You are preparing yourself for this. Kind of like cleansing, because obsidian is a black crystal, so it is good for also, like, it's a darker form of crystal, so it is also good for like cleansing unaligned energy, negative energy, things that don't align with you. And that is a process that you're in right now in order to get to this more light side. You're like in a transmuting process right now at this time. I'm going to look and see what more we can figure out about this situation for you astrologically, and see how I may assist you in really taking a deep look at yourself at this time. Let's see. There is something that is quite difficult for you emotionally that Spirit is asking you to look at. Yes, with the water element at the bottom of the deck, it's an emotional time. It's a time that's calling you to use your intuition. It's a time to look back at your roots and look back at like growing up, ancestral roots even too, if you must. But an emotional time to use your intuition in order to guide you to that wound. It's kind of like you've been going through life so headstrong, maybe even quickly, that you haven't really analyzed the spiritual or energetic wounds that you have received at this time. And so this is a moment of stillness more than anything else, just to analyze that that thing that is bothering you right now at this moment. So astrologically, we have the card, the Trailblazer, with Aries energy here. Okay, so you could have Aries or Libra in your chart, or Capricorn with Saturn's in Capricorn or Aquarius with Saturn's energy. But you have the Trailblazer here, with ambition, assertiveness, and self-reliance. So you actually are really going to be taking this time that to others may seem emotionally overwhelming, or like you have heard people deal with certain situations differently than you have, but definitely going all in, being very ambitious about this healing process in your life. Something is going to spark or initiate within you, or something outside of you is going to spark this, or something internally is going to spark this within you, of kind of just like, I'm ready to let go. I'm ready to release. I'm ready to transform this experience or emotional time in my life. I'm ready to take the reins. And like I mentioned, I think before earlier in your reading, not being less reactive. And that's when I feel as if it's going to happen when you are moving from faith, moving in faith, moving with a certain belief in the things that you are intuitively listening to. This is absolutely a message to guide you to your intuition when it comes to looking at yourself. Maybe you have not felt like a self-starter. You have not felt like a trailblazer. You haven't felt like, you've really been able to initiate certain things in your life, because you have felt that you've not been in a peaceful state. And this is something that is going to become more clear to you. It's going to be more obvious to you as more time passes by, that you haven't believed in yourself in that way because you haven't been able to see yourself in that way. At the bottom of the deck of the essential oils, you have enlightening. You have the essential oil enlightening, which is absolutely the time that you're going through right now. The key word is arise. Trigger statement, there has to be more than this. True statement, I create my world. You are ready for a higher level of awareness and transformation. We knew that you were in a transformation at this time. We knew that cycles are absolutely preparing to close for you. And it's more having to do with you initiating it. Like I said, something is sparking inside of you in order to get that energy out, in order for you to really believe that you are starting something like new and innovative in your life. And it has a lot to do with your emotions, but it doesn't have to be what people would normally think is a relationship or something like that. It's something that you are very excited about. If only you could start, if only you could see a way to begin. In the past, you've really been focused on seeing what's around you and being almost disappointed by it, because it's like there has to be something more aligned for me to connect with, and that's coming into your life right now, as you're doing a lot of introspection. So in the emotional balance, you also have fluidity, and the key word of this card is flow. So there is something that you are kind of moving through at this time. It's feeling internal in order for you to take action externally. But this essential oil, is the card that you actually got is Arbor Vitae. Trigger statement, why are things such a struggle? True statement, I am in the flow. Take a breath, dear one, and allow yourself to feel the flow of life through you. Release your need to do and just be, okay? So there's a part of this trailblazing energy that is asking you to be okay with just existing. Be okay with just being in flow for certain portions of your life, because that in that time, in that moment, that it has been what has been the most important. It's like when you try to force something, when you try to force action when there should be non-action, excuse me, it sometimes makes it worse. So definitely try not to force things at this time. Try not to force healing. Try not to force beginning new things. If you do have any new ideas, definitely allow it to come as naturally as possible for you at this time, because you're meant to be in the flow. You're meant to feel things intuitively, do things in a more intuitive way. That also is helping to renew your faith in yourself and your abilities, your capabilities. So let's see what else Spirit has to tell you at this time. What aspect of yourself have you been afraid to look at? We're going to keep looking more at the chakras that are popping up for you. Let's see. Okay. So you have the third eye chakra and the crown chakra at the bottom of the deck. So this is an affirmation for you. I'll get to that in 1 second. At the bottom of the deck. But this is just telling you about the third eye chakra and its importance. So the third eye chakra is the sixth chakra in the body's system. So if you look at how the body is made up, if you look at a chakra chart, you can see where the third eye is. And it's actually right, it's actually in your forehead, the chakra itself. So having a strong third eye chakra allows you to use your powerful intuition for spiritual growth and a more generous attitude towards life. Physical disorders associated with it include headaches, eye, and sinus problems. One of the third eye chakra's main roles is to balance everyday activities, okay? So lots of balance coming in for you, again, with the emotional balance, using your third eye chakra, which may be more activated at this time, in order to balance your heart chakra and all the other chakras that need to be balanced. So tapping into your intuition, once again, is coming up for you as important at this time. Something that you may have been avoiding is your meditative practice, is the slowing down practice of listening to yourself intuitively, and that is being highlighted as very important. You also have the second chakra twice for both the card out and the bottom of the deck, and I will read both. But the sacral chakra is the second chakra of your system, your bodily system. And this keyword is sexuality. Excuse me. I honor and respect my sexuality, and I allow the natural flow, yes, of my feelings, period. I acknowledge that my sexual thoughts and feelings will arise, and I release unnecessary guilt regarding sex. I'm open to the positive sensual feelings coming to me from others, as long as it's consensual. At the same time, I keep my sexual activities well directed and in balance, period. More balance. So we're going to get into it, because I did feel like with the rainbow energy that there was just something that you were struggling with internally in regards to your sexuality, whether you identify as being queer or in the LGBTQ plus IA community at all, is, neither here nor there. This is about your ability to express your sexuality, to connect to your sacral chakra in a healthy way where you find balance and releasing unnecessarily guilt, but also expressing yourself in your authentic, sensual side. So you are finding a good balance, a good flow, especially with the trailblazer energy here, with the Aries energy and that fire, that passion that can exist in that energy. This is a great balance. I feel like it could be an instance, and please, take only what resonates, pile number one, for what aligns to you and your truth. But there's someone out there that may be definitely a person who, what is the word? Who uses their sensuality in times of emotional needs in times of needing to emotionally address something. So it's kind of like you go through something difficult or you experience something difficult, and one way of relief, the only way of relief that you can think is through your sexuality. And I'm not saying that there's actually anything wrong with that. I'm not saying that that is a bad thing, because nothing is inherently wrong or bad unless it's non-consensual. Okay. What I'm saying is that instead of using certain parts of your body in order to get in touch with it when you feel like emotional numbness or just non-emotional clarity, is to what was I saying? I feel like, instead of using your certain body parts to please yourself and to ground yourself, definitely tapping into your spiritual practice. I'm not asking you to be celibate, neither is spirit. You can still be safe, have fun, live your life, and definitely build your spiritual practice. The bottom of the deck for this one was, I always trust and follow my intuition. Another signifier that a cycle is closing. So right now you are in the moments of trying to find stability and peace, maybe even trying to overcome certain addictions, and you are doing this through your intuition. I'm going to look at the tarot to see what other advice Spirit would like to give you at this time for certain aspects that you have not been able to look or embrace about yourself. So let's see what else the tarot wants to tell you. Just pick them out, okay? So, 9 of Swords, and there's a card stuck at the back also. So, okay, you have the 9 of Swords and the King of Wands as your 2 tarot cards that wanted to come out first. So, very interesting energy. Let's look at it. The 9 of Swords definitely talks about there being a lot just captured in your mind. You're not really able to think about anything else, and that's because things feel so out of balance. Things feel so overwhelming. You feel very emotional. It's affecting your mind. It's definitely not affecting your energy. You have a lot of energy with this King of Wands. Most of the times you definitely know where to direct it. But again, sometimes that energy ends up being used in other ways rather than towards releasing a lot of the mental things, like the mental capacity that you feel is just overwhelming you at this time. So you have a lot of energy. You're looking to place it somewhere. You're looking to release it, let it go. And it is meant to be released in the flow of something. Not by trying to force, but definitely trying to flow with something. You are overthinking or doubting something. And Spirit is asking you to channel the King of Wands energy that you have within you in order to further gain stability and the peace that you need. Maybe it is through releasing some thoughts, writing it down, or expressing your truth in any way. There's a moment coming for you where you feel like you will have the spotlight or the stage light or some kind of light where you can let a little piece of yourself shine with this rainbow here. You know, rainbows do not last forever. They are literally here when the light is cutting through in a certain way. So letting a little piece of you shine momentarily in order to relieve some stress and doubts about yourself. Let's see what else Spirit wants to let you know in the tarot. You have the Fool. Yeah. So I see a few different things in here in this Fool card. A new beginning, first and foremost, which we've been speaking on this entire time. Some of you are traveling or will be preparing yourself to travel. Whenever you are watching this, you need a little vacation is what it sounds like. You need a getaway. you need to get away. However that is happening for you. This may make you nervous. Solo traveling may make you nervous, or doing something new, something out of the ordinary for yourself specifically may make you nervous. But again, Spirit is asking you, channel the King of Wands, channel all the ambition that you have felt towards a certain goal or new beginning. Definitely assert yourself enough to know that you are being heard, to know that you are definitely in alignment, to ensure that you are in alignment. And the Fool also allows a certain level of self-reliance that is going to be exerted from you. Like, you're starting a brand new beginning. Some of you could be moving overseas or moving out of a state that you've known your whole life. And it's something nerve-wracking for you. It's causing a lot of emotional imbalance. You don't really know if you can thrive on your own, in your own way. That was for someone very specific. And Spirit is letting you know that you can, that you are supported, that you should have faith that this is actually going to work out, because it will. And wherever you are moving to, or whatever new beginning you are experiencing, is going to be a lot more peaceful than what you have experienced thus far. So definitely trust in that. Trust what your intuition is telling you at this time. It is not steering you in a wrong direction or in a way that you would not be the most ecstatic about. So let's see what else. Just 2 more tarot cards to really encapsulate what Spirit's message is for you. And pile number 1, you have the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so whatever journey it is that you're about to begin, it's not going to happen as quickly as your energy may be able to keep up with it. Let's see. The Knight of Pentacles talks about a slow and steady journey. This could be in regards to your intuition. This could be like you definitely learning your intuition, learning how Spirit speaks to you and through you, learning that process. But it could also be in regards to this new beginning that you're having, or the move that we spoke about briefly just now, and how it is going to take time. It is a process that you are unfolding, and a part of life in general is a process. Things are not as immediate as we have made it to seem in this society. And just because it is not as immediate as we would hope certain results to be, does not mean that we're doing anything wrong or that we're not on the right path. So Spirit wanted me to remind you of this in your reading as an aspect to look at yourself, about rushing yourself, about rushing the process. Even though I'm sure you're the type of person who is great at gracing others' patience and giving others patience and letting others take their time with certain things, you are not that way with yourself. And so Spirit is asking you to be in this process. Be patient, allow it to unfold, let it be beautiful as it is unfolding, and really give energy to the things that you can change, the things that you can initiate, the things that you can give energy to. And do not worry about results or the end result, okay? Because yes, you can look for certain results, but the end result is meant to be a mystery. At the bottom of the deck, you have the Ace of Swords paired with the 3 of Swords, okay? So this is not an easy time for you, has not been an easy time for you. The energy is giving like you could give up, like you really don't have the energy that you thought, quite possibly, or like you have it, but it's like the one inconvenience could really set you out of alignment with the energy that you need to make something happen. So the 3 of Swords talks about just painful memories, painful experiences, kind of crowding your mental space. And that 3 of Swords is really assisting the 9 of Swords right now, like really hyping up why you should doubt yourself, hyping up all these negative things that you tell about yourself or your process or your life journey or your sexuality or your freedom, whatever it is. It's really a heavy weight on you right now, and Spirit is asking you to kind of give it over. those painful memories or that painful experience over to spirit, because you don't need to carry it any longer, especially if the experience is no longer happening, but it still continues to replay in your mind. Spirit is definitely asking you, please let that go, because it is not the reality that we're trying to build for you. The thoughts that you've had about yourself or your life or your experience is not meant to exist in this new beginning for you. You're actually starting something brand new with the Fool here, a new journey, a new beginning. Somebody could be starting a new job. It could be anything for any of the pile number ones that chose this pile. But in this new beginning, certain thoughts about yourself, feelings about yourself, certain mental reactions, they can't come with you on the rest of your journey. They have to be a memory themselves, a memory of evolvement for you, a reminder of how much you have evolved. And that's where the Ace of Swords comes in at the bottom of the deck. The time that is opening up to you right now is definitely introducing new thoughts, a new mindset or perspective about yourself mentally that will bring more happiness, more emotional self-reliance as well, where other people will recognize in you and see in you like your happiness. They'll just be able to see your happiness on your face without actually knowing much about what's going on in your life. I feel that very strongly. So to end this reading for you, pile number one, which I hope has been as special as it has felt giving it, I wanted to just give you a few messages, maybe two, from your future self in regards to this healing that you're going through right now. So that's one. Two. Okay. So I'm going to read the bottom of the deck first. Wow. Wow, pile number one. Wow. I hope that this really resonates for you in the reading in general. I really do. But in the past, you were emotionally hurt, and now you understand it wasn't your issue or problem at the time. I'm going to repeat it because I need you to pull up the specific memory in order to associate this with it. In the past, you were emotionally hurt. Now you understand it wasn't your issue or problem at the time. So whatever it is, like I mentioned, you can let it go. You can let it go. At the time of it happening, it wasn't your problem. And right now, when you're thinking about it or remembering it, or when you're reliving the moments over and over again, it's still not your problem. And this new beginning is really going to show you something about that. I feel that strongly. Okay, so in the past, you were taught not to cry. Now you are aware that expressing sadness by crying is healthy and healing. This cannot be any more aligned. This is something that you've probably been working on because you know that there's nothing wrong with crying. Like I mentioned, you're very good at the perspective of if a baby is crying, they need to be soothed, or they need to know that it is okay to cry because they don't know anything else, right? So why do we not offer ourselves that same grace? And you're trying. I do feel that you're trying. Spirit sees that you're trying. And even if you're crying right now, Spirit is very proud of you for letting that release happen, and for not stifling yourself as you have been stifled in the past. Okay, so your final message from your future self, it says, in the past you felt insecure. Now you understand your worth, your value, and your uniqueness, pile number one. And I hope you feel it. I hope you feel your future self giving you a great big hug, because they are absolutely proud of you for like moving and pushing through insecurities, pushing through what other people have told you, or how you've been expected to exist in this world, and really just listen to what comes to you intuitively. That has been the biggest thing that Spirit has been proud of you right now. They don't want you to turn away from yourself or to hide away from your shadow side. There's absolutely nothing wrong with you. And as you continue to dive into your spiritual journey, you will come more into touch with your authentic self to know that there is absolutely nothing wrong with you. Pile number one, I hope that you enjoyed this in-depth reading. I hope that it was helpful and it shed some light on some aspects of yourself that Spirit thinks is absolutely beautiful. If you enjoyed this reading, please give it a big thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. Comment down below how this reading resonated for you, how it spoke to you or touched you in any way. I would love to hear about that, and I would love to see you, pile number 1, in another reading. Peace. Hello, pile number 2. You chose the beautiful amethyst crystal. I'm going to actually just put it to the side here. And we're going to get right into your reading. The first oracle card that we are starting off with is the crystal oracle card. And we're going to take a look at certain aspects of yourself that you've been afraid to look at or address, okay? So the crystal that you have is Big Spite. And this crystal has everything to do with timing, action, and change, okay? So this says, timing is everything, and with Big Spite, that couldn't be truer. Big Spite has an impeccable knack for right timing and can encourage you to try new things, pursue an opportunity, or change anything that needs an update. Big Spite opens the connection between your base chakras and your heart chakra and infuses you with unconditional love for yourself and others. Big Spite encourages energy expressed as action, movement, and progression to move toward true alignment between you and your soul. Update what's outdated with joy and recharge your life, okay? So the astrological energies that connect with Big Spite is Aries and Taurus, and you have the moon's energy here as well. And this is what the crystal looks like on the front. Absolutely gorgeous. So the aspect that you are having a difficulty looking at or addressing at this time is all about change and change in your life. And how that change is supposed to happen. I think you have certain issues with change. It's difficult for you. Maybe you don't really like it. You like when things stay stable. You like when things stay familiar. And who does not, right? Who doesn't like some sort of familiarity in their life? But this card right now is actually encouraging you to try new things, pursue a new opportunity, or change anything that is outdated. And this quite possibly, or quite frankly, terrifies you. Pile number 2. We're going to take a look at why. We're going to take a look at how we can address this, how we can redirect this energy in a way that leaves you feeling very much so curious about change and how it can be good in your life, okay? All right, yes. So we're starting off at the bottom of the deck with the beautiful throat chakra, and you have it twice in your chakra energy as well, okay? So the throat chakra talks all about expression and expressing yourself. And sometimes when your throat chakra is blocked, it will appear as someone who has a difficulty of listening to others or comprehending what others are saying, but they also have a difficulty of expressing their own true thoughts, their own authenticity, and they sometimes tend to struggle with asking for what it is that they need or want. So with creativity's energy here, we have the numerological number 8, breaking down the 3 and the 5. And so this is a cycle that is not necessarily near to closing. You're not necessarily out in the streets shouting, I'm ready for change, and you bring it at me in that way. But this is something that is growing inside of you, that is bubbling up, waiting to be explored and expressed. So with creativity, you have imagination, expression, of course, we talked about with the throat chakra, originality, and passion. So something is waiting to passionately burst from within you, to be expressed by you. I think with, certain timing, it will happen. Not necessarily, and again, especially if you have certain anxieties around doing new things or trying new things or expressing something that is important, where spirit is not saying right now I'm going to throw you into a situation that you're not prepared for. It's actually quite the opposite. This is something that you're going to be able to experiment with over time, and really explore at your own pace. Let's see what else this message could be talking to you about. We're going to look astrologically at what it is. Too many, just one. That spirit is trying to get you to accept and embrace about yourself. Some of you are very creative. Okay, and I do want to mention it since I'm seeing it multiple times now with the Taurus energy and Capricorn now coming out. Some of you could have a lot of Earth placements in your natal chart. So that is Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. Okay, so you have the builder here, but you also have patience at the bottom of the deck. We're going to get into all of that. So the builder is represented by the number 7, is represented by Capricorn's energy, and it talks about discipline, practicality, and achievement. Okay, so there is something here, again, where it feels like you kind of are going back and forth, or in the past have gone back and forth with building something creatively, because you're going from the numerological or the number, excuse me, pile number 2. You're going from the number 8 in creativity to the number 7 in the builder. And so this is something that you have been trying to build over time, first of all, and something that you've tried to build consecutively, and it hasn't happened that way for some reason. Give me a second. And that could be a part of the timing that you're having difficulty with as well. You are looking for consecutive, you are looking for practical, and it's not in regards to your practicality. It's in regards to like what the universe is making happen for you. And you're kind of having to just go with the flow. And that may be creating a little bit of tension internally. Like you want things to be almost perfect in order to create, in order to continue to create, or it almost feels as if like you're waiting for certain right timing in order to express passion about something, and I think spirit is right now asking you not to wait on specific timing, not to wait on time in general, just to change what needs to be changed when you feel called to change it. Yeah, it's because you're in the process of building something, and it's almost as if you have this perfectionist eye or outlook on it that is keeping you from like expressing it like raw and authentically. But at the bottom of the deck, you have patience, and the patience is ruled by the number 10, which signifies to me that as you continue to build this energy internally, you will move closer to completing that cycle that you are looking to complete. But with patience, it talks about divine timing, pile number 2, perseverance over any kind of agitation or struggle in regards to manifesting something, which is absolutely what you're doing. You are creatively manifesting something. It could be that you are pioneering something, creating something for the first time, or it could just be you tapping into your creativity in order to assist in your career and your career goals. Let's see what else, because this energy is kind of not just all over the place, but kind of. Let's see what else spirit wants to tell you about what it is that you're going through right now. We'll get to the bottom of the deck in a second with neroli, but you have the essential oil ginger, and the key word is will. Trigger statement, I am a victim. True statement, I am powerful beyond measure. You are strong and capable. With gratitude, optimism, and action, manifest the life you desire. Wow. So certain situations have literally made you feel like you were a victim of certain injustice or unfairness in some way, and it has kept you from stepping into your power or activating your power in order to manifest the life that you desire. This is shedding from your life right now. Whatever this experience was, it is something that has to do with an aspect of yourself, something that you've been afraid to look at or address. Maybe, how your will was bent at a certain time that you thought you were pretty headstrong on a certain outcome or something happening. And you kind of felt defeated in a situation. Your creativity felt deflated. It could be that you built something up and it wasn't meant to exist in the timing that it was, or something happened for you, pile number 2, where you questioned your creativity. You questioned, if you will ever accomplish certain things in your life and the timing that you want. And Spirit is here affirming all that you have been through, while also telling you and encouraging you to continue to take action towards something, because it will, with persistence, it will pay off. At the bottom of the deck, like I mentioned, you had Neroli with the keyword unity. Trigger statement, I am unstable. True statement, I am aware. You are strengthening the connection between your energetic and physical bodies to help manifest your goals. So there's absolutely, especially with the Capricorn energy, where Capricorn normally is focused on the material, is focused on manifestation, is focused on accomplishment and achieving. You have a goal in mind. Now this goal could have a deadline, and you are stressed about the deadline. You are stressed that you are not going to make it. You are stressed that whatever it is that this goal is not going to manifest in the way that you want. But it is. It absolutely is. There are tweaks that need to be made. There are changes that could absolutely benefit you and what it is that you're trying to create. But you have to take the action in order to do those things. And you also have to take the action and know that just because you had to change something or update something or do something differently doesn't make that first thing a failure. It doesn't make the first idea a failure. It just meant that it was supposed to exist in a different way. And so this is the process I think that you're in right now, and it's difficult. It's difficult. I feel like because you are trying to create something, you're trying to put or connect your identity to something that you create. It feels almost personal when things are supposed to change, or when you think that, oh, it wasn't good enough to exist in the original way, so it shouldn't be existing at all type situation. And that's not what it means at all. It means that it can just change, and change isn't a bad thing. And when something takes time, that also isn't a bad thing either. So let's see what else Spirit wants to tell you. So I'm going to get to the bottom of the deck first, or in a second. But you have the crown chakra that popped up for you. And this is talking about certain yoga poses to help open up the crown chakra. So to open up the crown chakra, meditative poses are useful to release tension. These include lotus, half lotus, savasana, thank you, and tree pose. So I don't know if you are into yoga. A lot of people aren't necessarily, but there are certain meditative poses that don't include a lot of strenuous activity that could help you to open up your crown chakra at this time. Your crown chakra is good for your intuitive thoughts. Excuse the construction in the background, but your crown chakra is good for intuitive thoughts. It's good to receive intuitive messages and receive intuitive guidance in any kind of way. And so opening up the crown chakra helps you to receive those messages even more clearly, especially when it comes to something that you may be building that may need intuition. You may need to because you are in charge, you may need to be in touch with your intuition in a certain way that put you as a leader. And so you have to depend on your own intuitive thought in order to create something. It's not like you are creating something necessarily with a business partner or anything like that. It's something that is solo, that is strenuous to you, that you feel like you need help with because you want to do it a specific way and it's not working out that way. And so your crown chakra is going to assist you in that. At the bottom of the deck, this card talks about grounding the chakras in general, any of them, all of them. You have 7 chakras, 7 main chakras, excuse me. So in regards to grounding any of them, music and free expression with dance is a great way to recharge and harmonize your chakras. Dance freely to awaken your inner self. Don't worry about any outside influence other than your own feelings in this moment. Once you have tired this out, lie down and notice how inspired and harmonious you feel. So music and free expression while you dance is a great way to harmonize your chakras, to ground them. Definitely just getting in contact with your senses and your body as it is sensing will be good for you at this time, especially with the crown chakra here. So let's see what else the chakras have to tell you about your fears. Pile number 2, and what you can do to embrace them, to heal them. Let's see. The sacral chakra, and again, the throat chakra. We will read both. So with the sacral chakra, or the second chakra, you have, I am a mentor, not a rescuer, okay? And this is going to be key for you in your journey of building and listening to your intuition and your own creativity. I avoid continually sacrificing my own happiness for others by rescuing and enabling them, as doing this may hinder personal growth for both of us. So this is an aspect of yourself that you are having difficulty with embracing or looking at in order to heal. I choose not to be a martyr. I am a mentor, not a rescuer. I do not assume that everyone wants my opinions and solutions to their life challenges, and if I am in doubt, I will ask them. I take responsibility for my own happiness. So at this time, you are not here to rescue anyone. You are not here to save anyone from themselves, not emotionally or otherwise. We are only meant to help each other in our growth, but not to sacrifice ourselves for the growth of another. Okay, so this is something that you are going to be realizing more about yourself. The martyr in you that you would like to silence, so that a different aspect of you can grow, especially you're building something. So if you're continuously coming away from your own projects, coming away from your own growth, coming away from your own process in order to help someone, in order to save someone, in order to do something that someone can easily do for themselves or figure out for themselves, that takes away from your process, that takes away from what you're building, that takes away from that flow of creativity that you may have had a hard time tapping into for so long. It got there and then someone's ringing your phone. So especially if you are in a flow of creativity, especially when you are in the midst of building something, definitely Spirit's advice is to put your phone on Do Not Disturb, so that you are not disturbed. At the bottom of the deck, you have the 5th chakra with the throat chakra being activated. This talks about willpower and determination. And this is what we were talking about with the phone being on silent, okay? I set clear boundaries for my own behavior, and I cultivate a strong will by being true to myself. I use my willpower to accomplish my daily tasks and spiritual goals, and to encourage uplifting thoughts and behaviors in myself. Doing this will assist me on the next stage of my physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual growth. I stay in touch with my positive thoughts and truth, and my will is strong and my mind is clear. Okay, so this is a mouthful of a chakra affirmation for you, pile number 2, just letting you know that you are actually a very determined being. Like, you're very determined to get a certain goal across. to really like live in your own uniqueness, in your own originality and individuality. And so by continuing to do that, it causes for certain boundaries, and you have to express those boundaries. You have to make them clear, or others will continue to cross them. So this is what you're doing at this time. You're using your energy to accomplish daily tasks, which make you feel more accomplished overall. And this is going to assist in your spiritual growth, your physical growth, emotional and mental. All of these things are being activated at this time based on sheer willpower by you, and belief in yourself. So let's see what the tarot has to tell you about, this difficult aspect of yourself right now that you're working through, or whatever difficult aspects that you may be working through right now. You have the Four of Cups. Okay, yeah. So in this deck, the Four of Cups talks about your healing capacity, your protection from, harm, and also it speaks about safety and travel. But overall, the Four of Cups talks about a lack of passion, a lack of appreciation in regards to something that is in your life emotionally that is not really aligned to you emotionally. Like it's taking up space. There's something taking up space, or creating just a disharmony where you're not interested in it any longer. And that is needing to be expressed. You're needing to express how you feel about something in order to really come to terms with how you deserve and you need better. You have the Knight of Pentacles coming out as well. Light of understanding acquires knowledge and cures illness. Okay, so it could be well, I'm not going to get into that. The Knight of Pentacles talks about a slow journey of something. Something is taking its time in your life, either to manifest or to evolve, for you to evolve out of. It could be this Four of Cups situation that has left you feeling a lack of passion, and it's slowly working its way out of your life. It could be a certain relationship, because the Four of Cups talks about relationships. Cups in general can talk about emotional matters in regards to relationships. And this could be what is slowly evolving out of your life right now based on the steps and the action that you're taking. You have the King of Wands. This energy has been coming out a lot. The King of Wands is here to depict your energy, to depict your ability to judge a certain situation, and whether or not it is worth your energy and worth your time. Of course, you're not going to do this in such a way that is rude or harmful to other people. You're going to just be able to be honest, truthfully express yourself, again, in a way that doesn't harm other people, but it does allow you to be truthful with yourself. And this is kind of not aggressive, but it's a kind of dominant energy with the King of Wands here, kind of just saying, I've been doing it this way this whole time, really kind of biting my tongue, really kind of doing it this way, and I'm going to try a different way. I'm going to be more assertive in this change and not be passive and allow change to just happen in my life. I'm going to be patient with the process, of course, because nothing is necessarily immediate, but I'm definitely going to take action. The Lover's card is coming out for you. Joy and pleasure brings happiness to couples, removes negative energy. So it's definitely giving a relationship that is kind of setting a tone in your life. Again, because the Lovers doesn't necessarily mean it is another individual. It could be. And everyone's situation is going to be different. But the Lover's card here is definitely talking about taking a look in the mirror, taking a look at your reflection, looking at yourself in a different way than just physically, but more so like energetically, looking at the light that you may or may not be able to see behind your eyes, that you may or may not be able to see behind your smile. If you feel like you're forcing a smile, if you feel like it doesn't feel real, it doesn't feel genuine, you don't really feel like you have joyous reasons to smile, that is absolutely for a reason. And so the Lovers is here for you to make a decision, to take a hard look, make a decision. And the King of Wands is representative of the energy that you have needed to make a certain choice in order to make certain moves in your life. The Hermit talks about some isolatory time that you are going to have at this time. This time is going to be very meaningful in your life. This is a very, very meaningful moment in your life with all of these major arcana cards. At the bottom of the deck, you have the Emperor, okay? You are traveling, because this talks about gives safe travel and protects against conspiracies. So you are traveling. You are going to be traveling safely, protected in any way that you need to be. But with the Hermit, with the Emperor, with the King of Wands, this is definitely you taking the initiative, spending some time to yourself in order to make a decision, in order to gain energy, in order to gain confidence, to make choices and decisions. Some of you, real life, honestly, could be leaving a partner, and this is something that has been difficult for you to figure out on how this is going to manifest in your life. And that's probably why you are so I almost want to say like hell-bent on creating something for yourself and building something for yourself, so that you have the stability that you want and need in order to make certain changes in your life. Everyone's situation is going to be different. I don't want to read this solely as relationships, just because the Lovers card is out and just because we have the Four of Cups. So another example that I could use with the Hermit and the Lovers with Big Spite's energy here is that you are, again, initiating a certain change in your life, and you need to take some time to yourself internally and intuitively in order to know where it is that you are being guided. It's kind of like you have already stepped your foot across a certain threshold, and so now you're looking for the direction, which direction to go in now that something has been initiated in my life. What has been initiated, I feel like, is in regards to the Four of Cups. Like you've realized your unhappiness or discomfort or unsatisfaction that has been initiated at this time. And so now creatively, you are using your imagination to actually go after what it is that you want and need, and what is aligned with your energy the most, pile number 2. So I have just these 2 final cards that I'm going to pull for you in regards to a message from your future self. And this message is too many. This message is to help you to take a look at that aspect of yourself that we've been talking about. Taking a look at that aspect and I don't want to say learning, but embracing it. Okay. So I'm going to read the bottom of the deck before. I'm going to read the bottom of the deck and then get to the 2 cards that came out. But your future self wants you to know that in the past you didn't feel loved. Now you understand how to love yourself and happily accept healthy, loving relationships. So these are relationships in all kinds of ways in your life right now that you're really looking at, like relationships from the past that didn't make you feel loved, didn't make you feel creative, didn't make you feel autonomous or authoritative. And so now looking at those past experiences, you kind of know what you are not wanting to settle for. And I hope that that is absolutely how you are moving in life. You're not settling. You're not really letting people give you anything, any kind of energy, any kind of love. You're absolutely, at this time in your life, wanting to be specific about the kind of love that you are receiving and that you are giving as well. And again, that clarity is coming through in all different types of ways, but specifically through meditation as well. But your future self wants you to know that in the past you felt insecure. Now you understand your worth, your value, and your uniqueness. So when you understand it and you know it, you go for it. You go after it. You don't, again, let anyone bring you anything that is unaligned to your authentic value and uniqueness. In the past, you felt disappointed, and now you show up for yourself and obtain your healthy desires, wants, and needs. So people have definitely disappointed you in the past. Relationships have definitely disappointed you in the past, certain circumstances even. And so now, you're learning how to show up for yourself, really embrace that King of Wands energy and obtain your healthy desires, wants, and needs. But you have to first know what it is that is healthy for you and not to accept what people say is healthy. You're definitely having this internal process, and it's something that you haven't necessarily been the most interested in. I'm hearing, if it's not broke, why fix it? But it is. Something is broken because it's not aligned with the way that you need to be loved, the way that you need to exist in life. And so that's what's being transformed at this moment for you. Pile number 2, I hope that you enjoyed this lengthy reading. I hope that it brought you some clarity about what it is that you are moving through in your life right now. If it did, please give it a big thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. And please comment down below and let me know how this reading specifically resonated for you, because I would absolutely love to hear about how you have transformed then versus now. If you enjoyed this reading, again, big thumbs up, a comment, I would appreciate it. And I will see you in another reading. Peace. Hello, pile number 3. Welcome to your personal pick a card reading. You chose the beautiful pyrite crystal. And I'm just going to actually set it off to the side here. And we're going to get right into your reading and look to see what Crystal Oracle holds the message for you for this reading. Okay. So you chose calcite as your crystal. And this is what it looks like on the front here. And calcite talks about amplifying, cleansing, and opening. So this card says, double trouble. Calcite has a unique optical quality. When you are looking through the stone, it appears doubled. Calcite can amplify energy for higher awareness and healing, pairing well with other crystals and taking on their attributes to increase their metaphysical abilities. A powerful dissolver, calcite transforms negative energy for release and renewal. It also aligns the chakras, cleansing the aura of toxicity and renewing energy flow. Calcite reminds you that there is always a new beginning. You just have to decide when to start. And astrologically, the calcite is connected to the zodiac Cancer and the planet Venus. So this crystal is signifying to you that an aspect of yourself that you have possibly been afraid to look at this time or for a while now is a certain perspective. I feel like your perspective is going through a shift. The way you look at things and experience things is currently going through an energetic shift. This card talks about your chakras and how calcite aligns the chakras as well. And we'll be using a few different chakra decks to take a look deeply at which ones are being activated or are being triggered at this moment. It's not like triggered is such a strong word, but activated is the word that I want to use. So we're going to look deeply at those chakras for you. But right now, this crystal is opening you up for a very cleansing and powerful healing moment in your life right now. Something that, again, has appeared negative, has come off as negative, is being transformed right now. So there is an energetic release that you are facing, an energetic renewal. We're going to look deeply at what this release is around, what you will be letting go of. But it is an aspect of yourself that you no longer align with, that you are looking to release or cleanse. It could be a certain habit that you lean on at times. It could be a few different things that you're looking to release right now. You have the root chakra coming out twice, as the bottom of the deck and as your main energy. At the bottom of the deck, you have physical health, which is something that is coming up as important for you, with vitality, strength, body image, and balance at the bottom of the deck. And we're going to get into what that could possibly mean for you. But your main energy is grounding. With nature, presence, practicality, and stability. Okay, so you are at this time or in the near future working heavily on your root chakra. It is something that is really important for you as you're going through this cleansing process. As things are being released or transforming or renewing in your life, you kind of want to be grounded. You want to be stable. You don't want to feel emotionally displaced. It feels like you want to have some kind of familiarity around you as things are shifting and changing. So there may be a specific area in your home or around your home that makes you feel very comfortable, that makes you feel very grounded, that you could be visiting or doing more meditative practices in. It could be a small garden. It could be a public garden. It could be a public, open nature space that you are being gravitated towards or have already been, where you get to just sit and be present in the moment. And this is what's calling to you at this time. You're actually being called to ground. You feel a bit unsteady energetically. It feels not like necessarily in the physical sense. You kind of feel anxious. You kind of feel unprepared, or you want to feel prepared for something, even though you may not know what that something is. And you feel it physically, with physical health showing up. So you could be feeling a number of things. It's either feeling very drained, very tired, or just off balance in general, not feeling a full limit to your own strength, maybe like bodily weakness, just tiredness in general. And if you feel as if it is an energetic shift that is taking place in your life. I'm going to look more deeply into this with the oracle cards that have been shuffled previously off of camera, but I'm going to do it one more time. Let's see what this is for pile number 3. Too many. Just a few too many. We got 2. So this was at the bottom of the deck, the healer with Virgo energy, before we actually got it started. So some of you could be Virgos or have strong Virgo placements. But for other people, the healer energy is coming out alongside the physical health, because I feel like there's a journey that you may be going on in regards to your physical health or your physical wellness that is being highlighted as important. Let's see, because that's not the... It doesn't want to come out. And again, Virgo energy at the bottom of the deck. I'm going to shuffle it one good time. Okay, so you have freedom with Uranus's energy here up at the top. And you have revolution, renewal, again, and independence. So big life changes are taking place in your life right now. Cancer energy is back out again with the mother, intimacy, home, and sensitivity. So a few different things for you, pile number 3. So yes, you are going through physical changes. Some of you actually might be expecting, or your partner may be expecting a child. So you feel and you sense these huge changes and shifts taking place. And it's really like small, subtle changes that are leading to larger changes in your life that you are becoming more and more aware of. It is changes around the home. It is changes around like your actual physicality that you are trying to almost like prepare for it. But with Uranus's energy here, it kind of feels broad, open scale. You have a lot of freedom, a lot of choice in the next steps that you want to take in this new cycle. And that also may be a bit frightening for you, is to have like autonomy over your life path, over what you want to do in life. So you are absolutely learning a new level of independence with these changes that are taking place in your life. Again, it's going to feel a bit overwhelming. It's going to feel a bit unprepared or unplanned, even if you feel like you have plans for something or the way that something should be going in your life. It's kind of hard to steer that or steer life in a certain direction with Uranus's energy making it present that there are going to be unexpected changes in your life. Let's see what else Spirit wants to tell you about this message. So you have the essential oil protective, okay, with the keyword immune. So this makes me think about your immune system. Trigger statement, I am not safe. True statement, I am secure. We were talking about security as well. And like the root chakra, wanting to be stable, secure, wanting to feel safe, wanting to have a safe environment for changes to take place. And definitely, I feel like you are either creating that in the home, finding it in the home, or finding it somewhere near home. Just feeling like safe and protective. Fill any areas of energetic weakness with strength, okay? You can walk easily knowing that you are safe and protected. We've been talking about your strength, and this is something, and your energy as well. And this is something that's being highlighted again, being, pointed out again, is that you don't feel secure, or it's like it's you don't feel as secure as you want to feel in some instance. And it has definitely brought up this like energetic worry that you face, because you feel like if I can't handle certain changes, how am I going to handle even bigger changes in my life? And definitely wanting to feel, like I said, prepared. But Spirit is letting you know that you can walk easily. When you build that energetic strength, because you have the freedom to, you can walk easily knowing that you are protected and that you are safe right now. Cancer's energy is also reminding me like this is a very nurturing time for you, meant for you to be very gentle with yourself, be very understanding with yourself as changes occur, as things happen outside of your realm of action, of things like you can actually do, and you kind of just have to let things be, is what that feels like. I'm going to look even more into some advice for you in regards to your chakras and how to really ground yourself at this time, and how we can assist this cleansing that's happening in your life. So you have the third eye chakra at the bottom of the deck, and you also have the throat chakra as your main energy. So I'm going to read the bottom of the deck first, actually. And it says, with the third eye chakra key concepts, this chakra's key concepts are intuition, dreams, vision, imagination, and awareness. This chakra's color is indigo, and it combines all elements: earth, air, fire, water, and ether. So the third eye is literally located in the forehead. Energetically, it is your spiritual eye. It is your third eye that you see things not in the 3D with. So at the bottom of the deck, this being like a large energy hidden theme. You have a lot of changes or activations going on within your third eye, where you're going to be receiving downloads either in your dreams or daydreaming, or just pure like synchronistic messages that you are going to be receiving to continue to affirm your safety, you being safe amidst all of these changes. Change might be something that's very hard for you. And when it comes to necessary change, it's kind of like when you feel like you've let the house go for so long, but you know that you need to clean it. And now the longer you wait, the messier it gets, because the more lived in your house is. And I feel like that's how you have been feeling about a specific change. It's like, I know that something is happening. I know that something is changing. And I'm kind of trying to predict the unpredictable in certain situations, which I feel like this is why you are here in this reading. You wanted more of a solid confirmation for something, and Spirit is asking you to understand the freedom that you actually have in this situation that you're asking about, pile number 3. Because I feel like freedom is something that's very important to you, and you have felt like you have not had it in the past. You felt like it has been taken from you, like you have had to work really hard for it, and that like at any moment it can be taken from you, especially with the grounding energy, with the root chakra, just working with that chakra to remind yourself of your safety at this time. The throat chakra is talking about this card is talking about the throat chakra. This is the 5th chakra. It is responsible for the thyroid gland. Okay. So especially because physical health is coming up, be sure, if you have any physical ailments or anything that seems out of the regular norm of what your body does, make sure to check in on that as frequently or often as you can. But the thyroid gland, okay, the flow of hormones and the function of all matters of the throat and head. It controls the passage of energy between the lower parts of the body and the head. This chakra's function is driven by the principle of expression and communication. This chakra is closely related to the element of sound. Through our throat, sound is propagated into the air, and its vibration can be felt in our whole body. Okay, so this statement is standing out to me, that your words matter, that what you have to say matters. I did forget at the bottom of the essential oil, you had the card encouraging with the keyword motivation. Trigger statement, I don't know where to start. True statement, I take action now. You will find clarity and the ability to create now. This is your time to make things happen. So you are being encouraged, literally encouraging you to be motivated or lean into the motivation that you already feel in order to take action on something. So it feels as if there does need to be something of a removal in your life. It is stated in the calcite here. It is also stated in the essential oil that during this time you are protected, because you feel like you aren't, because you feel like you don't have the energy to protect yourself. Spirit is reminding you that you are, and that as you continue to cleanse, as you continue to remove the unaligned, you become more grounded. You feel more stable and more strong in yourself in a certain way. Let's see what else the chakras want to tell you at this time. But your throat chakra is being activated along with the root chakra. So there is something that needs to be expressed either by you or to you, but it will depend on everyone's situation. And it will call for you to be grounded in order to receive or express the thing that needs to be expressed. So that is coming up. That's important for you right now, pile number 3. Let's see what else. Heart chakra. And the throat chakra, again, at the bottom of the deck, connect with spirit and acceptance of self in the heart chakra, okay? And we see that green thing going on in the essential oil as well. Acceptance of self. It's time to rejuvenate myself by giving myself love. I accept myself the way I am, and I remind myself that I cannot feel any better about life than how I feel about myself. I will not wait a moment longer to accept myself. I honor what my body is asking for, and if I am unsure, I will ask myself, what can I do to be healthier and more balanced than I am now? I dwell upon all that is right in my life, not what is wrong, and I have gratitude. I accept my life as it is now, and I move forwards from here. So every moment that you find yourself in the near future will absolutely be encouraging a certain energy of gratitude to be expressed from you and by you, just based on yourself, based on you. Definitely showing yourself love and compassion and softness, expressing to yourself the things that you need, asking yourself what you need. What can I do to be healthier, more in touch with my physical self, my physical body, to remind myself that I am real, okay? So you're going to be finding yourself dwelling on certain things that are actually working out for you, that are going right. This is going to, again, strengthen your energy and strengthen your root chakra to know that you are an individual. You are here and alive. Your purpose is in each and every breath that you take, and no specific outcome of something that you have produced or become. It's just you. Your life is your purpose. And so in the throat chakra, it says, I develop a quiet mind that allows me to tune in and get in touch with my higher self or my spirit. I listen for the guidance that is there waiting for me to hear. I am open to the truth, and I welcome spiritual inspiration from others. I will benefit greatly by practicing meditation, yes, and stillness. I ask for guidance. I ask for inner guidance to assist me in getting more in touch with my spirit. I know that if I ask for guidance, it will be given. So you are absolutely spending more time to yourself, doing the things that really get you in tune with your spiritual practice at this time is being highlighted as important. You have a lot of blues, a lot of greens, a lot of things that you are addressing in your heart chakra, in your heart space, that is allowing you to feel more free. You're not holding your tongue. You're definitely not, talking down on yourself as much. You're trying to work on self-talk, and the thoughts that are internal and that others cannot hear. The way that you're talking to yourself is coming up as important. And absolutely feeding your body what it needs. Some of you could be on new, eating regimens, because you feel as if your body is asking you to. You have the Ten of Wands here with burden. And I also look at the Ten of Wands kind of as like a burnout, depending on how far into the energy you have gotten of not being able to self-regulate certain things that you need. And so you're definitely facing an energetic overwhelm. Something is communicating to you intuitively, in your sleep or through your emotions. Something is trying to get your attention to tell you it is time to release certain burdens. It is time to release certain baggage. It is time to express yourself authentically and to really do the things that your inner child, Ten of Swords, do the things that your inner child never thought that they could do. The Ten of Swords is a mental equivalent to the Ten of Wands, where it's kind of just a bit too much. Like you're overwhelmed energetically, you're overwhelmed mentally, and because you are so overstimulated, nothing else can really get your attention except for a tower moment, something to actually break away, break apart, and to fall apart in order for you to really get a clear understanding as to why it was needed in the first place. So there is something absolutely transforming. It's actually going to be a beautiful transformation for you, pile number 3, because it's been too much for you thus far. So you have the Tower, you have the Moon. Those are major arcana cards, but you also have the Ten of Swords and the Ten of Wands. Those are 2 major cards signifying that you are coming to major cycles closing in your life. Things are changing drastically. They will not look the same. Like this month for you, whatever month you're watching it in, is not going to look the same for you next month. That's how quickly and how close you are to this full transformation in your life right now. And the Tower talks about new foundations. So the way that you used to move, the way that you used to ground yourself, the way that you used to feel grounded is changing. It's taking on a lighter tone, it feels like. Not like you can't be serious, but you feel more energetically optimistic about the things that you want to create. You have a vision of where you want to go now that things don't look the same, now that you're not experiencing life in such hardship in a way, because you are definitely relieving the pressure off of yourself. At the bottom of the deck is the Lover's card, which signifies that this is a journey that you aren't going on alone, first of all. Some of you could be in divine partnership, but it doesn't have to be that. It could just be your eagerness, your willingness to really look at yourself and look at where you have taken on too much, where you have short-sighted your own vision in order to make someone else's reality come true, or where you have just kind of like held things together for the sake of others. And I feel like this energy is coming to a climax in order for it to completely shift and change for you. You do not feel safe currently. You don't feel secure. You feel like things are unstable. That is because you are at a peak. You are at a breaking point where things are going to shift and start to look different. So what you're sensing is real. Like you are not, this is not made up or in your mind or anything like that. I want to get more about what this could possibly mean for you. Let's see if I can quickly. Okay. This is something different that I haven't done for any other pile because it's very spur of the moment, but I'm grabbing another deck to see what this is revolving around. What is this major life shift change that is happening for pile number 3 that is really quite scary for them, because I feel like there's just a level of unknown for you that you're not really digging. It's like the Tower, you know, shifts are going to happen. It's literally, the Tower is always depicted with some form of lightning in it normally, to let you know how instantaneous the Tower is, how drastic and quick the change can be. And so that's really depicted in your cards right now, that especially with Uranus, something is going to happen that's going to change the course of the way that you've been doing things, the way that you've been accepting energy from other people, the way that you've been giving energy to other people. Something about that is shifting for you. Let's see what the Major Arcana Tarot is trying to tell us in regards to what's changing in pile number 3's life, please, Spirit. What's changing in their life? Let me see. Okay, Strength card. So we've been talking about strength this whole time. And of course, at the bottom of the deck, the Tower, again, pile number 3. So this is spot on for you. What you will be gaining from the Tower is life experiences and self-knowledge, knowledge of self. No doubt you will not know yourself by the end of this change. Know exactly what you want. Know what is your truth. And, know what you're going after in life. So the Tower is all about learning. This is asking, what have you learned? are you able to look at this process and be like, okay, so what have I learned from this? That is, I feel like, where true strength is coming in for you, being able to take a situation that wasn't in your plans, it wasn't in your mind to initiate or make it happen, but to find the knowledge in the situation that has been introduced in your life right now. And you also have the strength card, okay? So infinity, this is a cycle. This is a cycle that is being shifted for you. This is something that you have been in, again, for some time. The strength card says, what goes around comes around. We are all connected and can heal when we know that everything obeys the laws of the universe. So definitely feels like a karmic cycle in your life that is ending. I feel like this is definitely going to, excuse me, when I see the word totality, it's like when you try to, like the cleaning phrase that I was giving, when you clean everything, like every speck of dust, you actually finally get it. And everything is like clean all at once. You know how you clean the bathroom or you clean the kitchen and you don't necessarily clean them on the same day. So if something gets dirty before you're ready to clean that other thing, it's like, this is a total cleansing. This is a total cleansing of your energy, of your circumstance. And it is absolutely karmic for you at this time to release whatever it is that needs to be released. So to really end this reading and end it off on a good note, I want to get a few messages from your future self to see what they have to tell you and to let you know about your future or your present or your past. So let's see, pile number 3. A message from your future self. I just need 2. One, 2. Okay, at the bottom of the deck. In the past, you needed approval from others. Now you have learned how to validate yourself and be your own biggest fan by giving yourself more positive thoughts and love. So this is all about you in this reading. I'm not sure what your situation will end up being, pile number 3, but this is definitely about what you can give yourself. And how in the past you thought that it would be from others, that it would make you feel more this or more that, like seeing other people see us for who we're trying to portray, it feeds us a certain level of validation. And now you're able to see who you have wanted to turn into, who you have wanted to be, and validate yourself in your own, in the best way possible. No one can validate you better than you because you've known every step of the way of what you've been through, okay? And how hard it has gotten, or how hard it has been to get you to the place where you're at. But in the past, you felt insecure, and now you understand your worth, your value, and your uniqueness. This is something that you're learning to value even more. Even your future self is saying, you know, I'm still trying to understand how dope I am. And so I want you to be able to understand that as quickly as possible. Like if we can get this understanding, you know, even farther down the road, you'll really know like, wow, I'm really the shit. Like I'm really the shit. And to know this as well. Something major is going on with your intuition at this time too. It's kind of like you're going to see this tower happening before the tower happens, kind of, because you already kind of intuitively know what needs to be cleansed from your spirit. Okay, and the last message from your future self. In the past, you felt anxious and unaware of what to do. Now you are more confident with who you are and what you need to succeed, period. Yes, we talked about you feeling anxious and battling those feelings, and now you're more confident. You're definitely feeling that. You're building it intuitively, just simply by going after what it is that you want to do and watching yourself succeed, watching yourself surprise you, okay? Pile number 3, I hope that you enjoyed this in-depth and very personal reading in regards to kind of facing some of your fears or facing the fear of the unknown. If you did enjoy this reading, please give it a big thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. And comment down below on how this transformation is taking place in your life and how you are doing through all of it, okay? And I will see you in another reading. Peace. Hello, pile number 4. Welcome to your personal reading. You chose the beautiful clear quartz cluster. I'm going to set it right to the side and we're going to get right into your reading. So I've only mentioned it for one pile, but I felt it necessary, I guess, to mention it for yours as well. If you don't feel as if you're ready to look at certain fears or certain aspects of yourself that you have been afraid to look at or address, you can always come back to this reading, or you don't have to come back to it at all. Just whenever you're ready to actually hear and receive the message. I definitely felt the need to advise that. I'm not sure why, but let's get right into your reading and see what this crystal oracle has to tell for you or say to you. So you have the crystal cacoxanite or cacoxanite, one of those, with interconnection, ascension, and attunement. So that is the energy of the theme of your reading. So cacoxanite is known to raise spiritual awareness and provide divine connection between the universe and humankind. With cacoxanite, synchronicities are not just coincidences, they are messages. So pay attention. Become aware of the universe's messages as it is constantly communicating with you. Cacoxanite asks that you look at challenges as lessons and wonder, what can I learn from this? Perspective is everything, and with cacoxanite, embracing positivity and choosing your thoughts become easier and easier. You have the zodiac Sagittarius and the energy of moon here, moon energy. So this reading and your reading and the aspect of yourself that may be difficult for you right now is a certain connection that you have to the universe, to spirit. You may have a very complicated relationship with your spirituality, or like with whatever it is that you may believe in, and it could have come from specific incidences. So things that make you ask why instead of what can I learn from this has been happening in your life or has happened in your life a multitude of times. And so I feel like you are or have gone through something like that again recently, and this is a point of ascension for you. There is an experience that you are supposed to ascend through or over. Ascension is never necessarily easy. You always have to, the lotus has to go through the mud in order to bloom. So there's something here that is trying to get your attention. I'm going to look deeply as to what these synchronicities may be for you. So let's see what is the main chakra energy in your reading. For pile number 4, please, Spirit. What is their main chakra energy for pile number 4? I'm going to just actually go in and pull it out, okay? Let's see. So you have the throat chakra, which has actually been a large theme for a lot of people in this reading today. So at the bottom of the deck, you have personal boundaries with the solar plexus chakra. You have choice, assertiveness, empowerment, and authenticity. So personal boundaries are coming up as something important for you, especially at the bottom of the deck. The theme is I need to make sure that I am empowering myself at all times while also not taking away from someone else's power. The throat chakra is talking all about your expression, how you express yourself, how you get your points across, but also how you receive information as well. A large part of the throat chakra that many people don't realize is it's also about listening and how you listen to other people, how you receive that communication in order to communicate back. So I think this is a large highlight for you because there's a cycle closing, well into closing for you, and it has taught you a lot about your personal boundaries and how you want them to shift and evolve at this time, how you want them to expand and grow at this time, especially because you are ascending in a way that energetically feels like you are taking on a lot or receiving a lot more energy in general. You could be an energy worker, someone who just works around people a lot in general, and or with people, not necessarily around all the time, but with people in general, which means that you're coming into a lot of different energies, a lot of different times. So your personal boundaries are important because those energies affect you. Being in communication with people, being in arguments with people, that's an exchange of energy, either way you put it. So you definitely are looking to strengthen your personal boundaries. You're looking to authentically show up, express yourself, and not feel drained afterwards in certain instances. But I'm gonna look and see what else. Oh, okay, there it is. Astrologically is coming up for you. So before we get to the one that flew out, just simply flew out for you, you have the card of resilience here with Mars's energy. So you could have Mars dominant energy in your natal chart. Mars rules over Aries and co-rules with Pluto over Scorpio. So you can have that in your chart. But with resilience's energy here, it brings strength, willpower, and momentum. There's a situation or something opening up. The energy is opening up for you to be able to test this strength, for you to be able to exert a certain amount of willpower in regards to a situation. It could be in regards to another person, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. Your boundaries could be shifting and evolving for things all over in all different areas of your life, not just personal relationships, but just a personal strength that you carry with you no matter who's in the room. Okay, so we have Sagittarius again. You definitely could have a lot of Sagittarius in your natal chart as well. You could have Sagittarius moon. But you have the seeker here. Wisdom, experience, and evolution is coming up for you at this time. Let me see. Slide it. And this is all aiding you to, I feel like, learn. The Sagittarius energy is a philosopher, a scholar, someone who tries to absorb worldly information, just all different kinds of information. And this is something that you are looking to be more interested in. Like, you are a natural seeker, but you may not always have been the type to seek, if that makes sense. Like, you've been very curious, you've been very close to exploring, but you kind of just, it feels like the type of energy where you kind of have just drawn back instead, where you're just like, that just feels a little too big or too bold for me to take part in. Okay, so your cards are just flying out, and that makes my job easier. But at the bottom of the deck, you have detoxification. So a lot of you could be detoxing, could be going through a detox. It may be one that is specialized to you physically, or it could be an energetic detox for you as well that is taking place. But the trigger statement says, I will never change. The true statement says, in each moment, I am a new me. You are supported as you release habits and limiting patterns that are not serving your highest good. And so especially if you feel like you have silenced yourself or, held yourself back from basically living your life, and seeking out new adventures or new knowledge, this is a detoxifying process for you, where you're releasing those certain habits, where you second guess if you are capable of doing certain things on your own, or if you're capable of finding certain things on your own, or if you're capable of even experiencing certain things on your own. Maybe you're the first one in your family who has decided, I want to solo travel. I want to go out of the country by myself. I want to do it for so many days long. And this is something that no one in my family has done. Fine. Okay. I'm not going to listen to other people when they say, oh, I've always wanted to go to so-and-so, but I couldn't because of whatever. That's not your reality. And you're not going to allow it to be your reality if you know that you are a different person. You don't want to let yourself stop you. You don't want to look back on life and have certain regrets. So I feel like with this seeker energy, especially with the Mars energy at the bottom of the deck, double on the fire, double on the resilience, double on like really going for what you want to experience. And you are being encouraged to do so at this time. And you're also being encouraged to release, detox, or cleanse any unwanted doubts about yourself. You also have the essential oil inspiring with the keyword freedom. The trigger statement says, I have no choice. The true statement says, I create my day, my life. It is the time to play. Do something different today to shift your routine. It could not be any more direct for you. Pile number 4. It cannot be any more direct as to what spirit is asking you to do right now. They're kind of telling me to tell you to pause the video and book your flight, hun. Like book your ticket. Do the thing that you are holding off on doing. Even though you have all the resources, even though you have the ways to make it work, you feel like there's a pause. Like you don't have actual freedom or the freedom that you need to make this choice. It feels like you feel like I have no choice but to be responsible. But to do it X, Y, and Z way. And Spirit is asking you why. Why do you feel that way? And how can you tune into a different way of living, like your authentic way of living, how you want to go about things. Yeah, let's see what else Spirit is wanting to tell you about this message. Okay. Balancing the third eye chakra and grounding the chakras. Okay. So that's at the bottom of the deck for grounding the chakras. I'll get to this in a second. Balancing the third eye chakra. Our consciousness expands from this chakra. This chakra relates to how we connect the outside world to our inner dialogue. Some may think of it as the sixth sense. Excessive energy can lead to difficulty concentrating and allow you to become lost in fantasy or disconnected from reality. A deficient energy could cause dull memory and a distrust of your inner voice, causing indecisiveness. So there is an energy that is affecting your third eye right now. It is either making you feel very indecisive about what it is that you authentically want to do, or it kind of just leaves you daydreaming about what it is that you want to do rather than going out and seeking it in the physical 3D, in the physical world. So you're being inspired right now to balance your third eye chakra, balance your throat chakra to really express what it is that you need, either for yourself or what you need like from others. Like, oh, I need you to stop sharing your experience about how you traveled solo that one time and, you know, so such bad things happened to you. Like, I would love for you to speak positivity over my solo travels if that is something that you're interested in doing. Your energy is absolutely giving Globetrotter. Like you're trying to be on the move. You want to be on the move. So that was just like the first example that I had for you, pie number 4, but it could be to anything. Like if you want to create something, if you want to start your own business, if you want to do something and you feel like other people's energies are trying to attach, trying to share their opinion, you kind of just have to be very resilient about it. Be very honest with your own self as to why it bothers you. And then to express it in the most compassionate way that you can. You don't have to express something to someone and be like, you're killing my vibe, or I don't want to talk to you about, like, it doesn't have to be black or white. It can just be I'd love for you to support what I'm doing. I'd love for you to be optimistic about what I'm doing because I'm already optimistic and your energy is not really aiding to it. So yes, at the bottom of the deck, you have grounding the chakras. So music and free expression with dance is a great way to recharge and harmonize your chakras. So if you're looking to balance your third eye chakra, definitely either, third eye chakra meditations, or if that feels too slow and intentional, definitely just music that you can vibe to that definitely gets you to moving. Dance freely to awaken your inner self. Don't worry about any outside influence other than your own feelings in this moment. Once you have tired this out, lie down and notice how inspired and harmonious you feel. So you have a lot of inspiration around you right now. I think you may even be feeling a little inspired by this reading. just based on what it is that is already in your mind and what you want to go after. So let's see what this one is. Okay. Yeah, we're going to keep this one, even though it kind of just flew out randomly. But this is the solar plexus chakra, or the third chakra, which also resonates with the personal boundaries on the other deck. So this says, I choose to be myself and to express my truth. I have a positive influence on the people and situations around me. I allow my integrity and confidence to shine, which instills more confidence and belief in myself, and then encourages others to have natural confidence in me. I do not allow my personal power to become egotistical, manipulative, or exploitive. Yes, so you are definitely tapping into your personal power, but for a very specific reason, for a very individualistic reason, not to antagonize other people or to make them feel small, not to be manipulative in any way, but to actually like embody your confidence, feel your own power, and to just basically ask people to do the same. Like, can you please just approach me or my dreams as I would approach them, like with respect, some level of understanding. I know that they're not your dreams, so you're not going to understand it fully, but some level of understanding where you're not imposing on my energy or my own personal power. I feel like you're authentically expressing yourself at this time, and it's going to be stemming a lot from your heart chakra as one of the chakras that you are balancing right now. And the heart chakra is the fourth chakra with unconditional love. I allow myself to be open to giving and receiving love without fear of rejection. I give without expecting recognition or acknowledgement in return. When I'm loving to others, I am helping bring out the innate love within them so they also feel uplifted, worthy, and cared for. I love myself the way I am, not the way I was or could be, and I extend this love to others. I teach others how to love and respect me by how I love and respect myself. And that basically says it all for you, pile number 4, how you are approaching these situations. Something that you have struggled with in the past, quite possibly, is like how to genuinely express yourself, or how to genuinely give love to people that you feel like they were just so stuck in their own ways they couldn't properly love you in that moment. Not to excuse abusive behavior or anything like that. Just, you know how when you're like, someone in your life close to you has disappointed you because they weren't able to fully access your love language in order to give that to you in that moment. And it's like, you kind of just don't want to do that to other people. You kind of just want to love people as they are. You're kind of over tit for tat. You just want unconditional love. You want to give it. You want to receive it. And so you're starting with yourself and what you give yourself. And you're basically telling people, if you cannot, or if you refuse to love me in the way that I need to be loved, that's fine. I'm kind of just absolutely taking care of it myself. And of course, then you have the Lover's card showing up for you. Pile number 4. So some of you could be in a divine partnership, but it does not have to be that way. These, the Lover's card, could be talking about relationships in general, where you have kind of had to put up a mirror to analyze what kind of love that you have been receiving based on what it is that you've been giving yourself, and how certain connections around you have not felt aligned. But now you are, in the past they haven't felt aligned, but now you are seeking pure fulfillment emotionally. Like you're not, and it's not from other people, surprisingly, or not surprisingly, but it's not from other people because you are seeking an external fulfillment spiritually. It's a spiritual external fulfillment where you get to experience certain things, where you get to be in a certain energy that is very fulfilling. Not necessarily, someone loves me and I feel fulfilled by this, but I woke up this morning in a beautiful country, that I never thought I'd be able to visit. And I feel so loved. I feel so fulfilled. I feel so close to God being in this space. I think it's a really beautiful time that's coming for you ahead, pile number 4. But you also have the Prince of Pentacles, or the Knight of Pentacles, with reliability. So, where's this the page? I actually believe that this is the Page of Pentacles. So there's something that you're saving up for, or you're learning, about how to manifest this in the 3D patiently. And you're actually eager. You're waiting for it. You're waiting for, step-by-step guidance from Spirit, from the universe on, when to move, when to do the thing that you've been thinking about. Definitely receiving confirmation after confirmation in regards to certain guidance that you've been seeking. Some of you could be going on a spiritual retreat and you want to save up for it in order to just be in divine connection with other people and to really experience yourself in a new way, in a new land, in something unfamiliar, but it feels like home. So this is a slow process for you. You're learning about it. You're new to like the kind of traveling I think that you want to do, the kind of experiences that you want to have in life, either materially or not, but mostly it's giving like a material experience, a physical experience. You want it to like fill your soul. You don't want it to be, it's not just like, how do I say this without being offensive? It's not just like pointless traveling, or like I'm going here for the food and nothing else. It's like you're looking to have really divine experiences when you travel. It feels like you're very intentional about where it is that you're going or where you want to go. You have also the Prince of Swords with determination. Okay, so feeling very determined to get the outcome that you want, learning about the steps that you need to take in order to get what you want, listening to the guidance that you have been given, or that the synchronicities that you sense and see every day on a day-to-day. You're listening to those very closely, analyzing them very closely, analyzing them differently. It feels like receiving downloads intellectually, like thinking about things differently. This could be in regards to almost anything in your life, just a new and sharp perspective on something in your life that you are looking to take action on. You're feeling very inspired mentally. You're feeling very inspired spiritually, emotionally. You definitely aren't allowing old circumstances or situations to hold you back any longer. You are looking for knowledge. You are looking for understanding. I'm staring at the Crystal Oracle here that is talking about just wanting to read this sentence one more time, but it says perspective is everything. And with Calcoxenite, embracing positivity and choosing your thoughts become easier and easier. So definitely with your spiritual connection, with the ascension that you're going through, and like the spiritual euphoria that you're going through, it is absolutely like a positive time for you. You're feeling good, very optimistic and hopeful, very determined about a certain outcome, like I said, and feeling reliable to yourself. You feel reliable to yourself. At the bottom of the deck, you have the Hierophant with this higher learning that you are seeking out, and I feel it. I feel it. Some of you are looking to be spiritual teachers, or looking for a spiritual teacher, looking for a spiritual connection that goes beyond words. It feels like certain words that you don't even know how to explain it. You're just like, I went to this, again, one country. I had this amazing experience that kind of, I kind of wish I had documented. I kind of wish I had, but I wanted to be present and I wanted to experience it fully. And I did. And I saw myself in a different way than I ever have. Not to say that you have to go out of the country for these kind of experiences, not to say you even have to go out of your own backyard, but I think that you are looking for something a little more elevated when it comes to your spiritual practice at this time. So you could feel definitely like a beginner when it comes to certain things. But when it comes to your spirituality, you definitely are feeling an ascension, are moving towards an ascension, and it feels like something that you are looking for, like a long-term spiritual practice, spiritual learning. You could literally be going to sit with Buddhists and just like listen and absorb. But that was such a strong and intense message. Speaking of strong and intense, to really sum up this reading, I wanted to, all right, pull a few messages from your future self, which your cards have been flying out anyway, so that's not surprising that those just fell out. But your future self, for the bottom of the deck energy, they want you to know that in the past you felt ignored, okay? And now you give yourself all the self-love and attention that you need. You do. You really feed yourself. And your future self is really proud of you for that because of what you have experienced in the past. Speaking about experiences as well, this card says, in the past you witnessed anger and rage. Now you can regulate your emotions and openly communicate your thoughts and feelings openly, because you know what anger sounds like when someone is throwing it around in conversation, whether passive or not. So you don't want to do that to others. You don't want to be in that energy any longer. You are absolutely looking for an ascension out of that as well. Miscommunication, rage, and anger. And so now you are able to regulate your emotions and openly communicate your thoughts and feelings. And your future self is proud of you for that, pile number 4. And the last card says, in the past, you didn't have your own personal space and had to share often. Now you can create an area of zen and harmony and realize how open your heart is to others. So you definitely, in the past, you probably are like one of many kids or a single child, an only child, and you haven't been able to have personal space. And with all those energies around you, people were getting tense and angry all the time. So now you have this zen and harmonious area that you have created or you are creating. And it's kind of showing you a lot about yourself and, you know, how open you are, how loving you are, and how you, like, when you take care of yourself, you're able to feed other people that energy. With, of course, beautiful boundaries and not letting people kind of just come in and out of your life or walk all over you. Pile number 4. I feel like this is the end here for your reading. If you did enjoy it, please, let me know down in the comment section how it resonated for you and give it a big thumbs up because I would greatly appreciate it. And I would love to see you in another reading. Peace.